Listen carefully, dear chosen one. It's more than simply a message. This is a spiritual warning. Your connection wasn't a dream. You didn't make the connection. She was picked to walk by your side. Therefore, what you felt deep within was true. But now there's a problem. She's bound, not simply missing. Heaven did not draft the treaty that governs her existence. Her soul is imprisoned in something considerably more frightening, even if she seems to be walking freely on the exterior. That has been weighing heavily on you. God is going to reveal to you why you are sensitive, not because you are preoccupied. Her memories keeps coming back for a purpose. When you pray, her name resonates for a purpose. A reason why you can still feel her soul rubbing against yours, even when you're silent. And heaven is beckoning you to look beyond appearances. Because the only way out is via you, the chosen one. I want you to answer in spirit before we go any farther. This isn't amusement. This is enlightening. Therefore, in order to announce your agreement with heaven, that no fraudulent contract will win against the divine covenant, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and put the number 999 in the comments area right now. Because it's not only about her that will be disclosed. It has to do with her mission. Time also doesn't wait for anything. Your obedience becomes the compass when her spirit wanders. Everything starts to alter at this point. Her choice is not the first step toward her return. She wakes up first. You have sensed that something is amiss in the spirit, chosen one. You've made an effort to move on. Despite your efforts to distance yourself, she continues to appear in unseen ways. You don't sense romance. It's residue, the enduring burden of a relationship that was never intended to end. Nevertheless, she shattered it. She allied herself with anything that provided power, emotional support, or even momentary tranquility. However, there was a cost. The truth was not written in that soul contract. Compromise was used in its writing. Her spirit is now screaming through the boundaries of that agreement, even as she grins physically. She's stuck, but she doesn't even know it. These contracts operate in this manner. They appear in the pretext of innovations, fresh love, autonomy, and spiritual development. Beneath that facade, however, lies a control mechanism, a phony covenant designed to deflect her from divine connection. Her spirit still recognizes you, which is why you feel so heavy. Her soul recalls what the mind attempts to forget. So even when her decisions suggest otherwise, her spirit hasn't forgotten. In reality, incarceration was what she referred to as closure. You may still feel her because of this. Silence is not as loud as the soul screams. A choice was made by your twin flame. Yes. But don't mistake lucidity for her free will. Many people make decisions while spiritually blind. The opponent then quickly enters the fray with contracts that seem powerful, but really undermine alignment. The soul is bound by these covenants in ways that impact peace, destiny, and purpose. They often consist of sexual soul bonds, emotional commitments, or relationships based on trauma rather than reality. The selected one is left feeling a fracture that no one else can notice when that occurs. You experience it because you are spiritually aware, not because you are broken. It was never intended for you to pursue her. You're not supposed to do that. However, you were selected to serve as a witness, a mirror, and a truth bearer. Your alignment gives her a chance to recollect reality. She doesn't need to be persuaded. You don't need to elaborate. You simply must continue to obey because the falsehood she is living is exposed by your light, clarity, and spiritual authority. The opponent works so hard to make you feel exhausted, disoriented, and confused because of this. Because the contract starts to tremble if you get up. Additionally, heaven will use your presence to awaken the truth that has been dormant inside her. Knowing that a loved one is spiritually tied is a burdensome thing, particularly when society is constantly encouraging you to let go, forget, and go on. And although disobedience is not required, dissociation is. You are not being asked to repair her by God. He's pleading with you to follow his instructions, because every duty you do puts pressure on her spiritual environment. Your innocence turns into a fire. Your supplications turn into thunder. She feels it even if she is unable to express it. When you move, her soul responds. Because a contract is not permanent, even if it is in theory lawful. Truth is the only thing that can break a contract. Only the vibration of truth, expressed and experienced via the vessel of obedience, without desire, emotion, or nostalgia. The sophisticated, unrelenting, and meticulous machinery of investigation now hums with a single aim. Forensic analysis is performed on every digital footprint you have ever produced. Every connection you've made is scrutinized as they try to gauge your level of awareness of your own importance. Every word you have ever spoken reverberates across their guarded facilities. You may not yet completely understand why your mere existence has become revolutionary, but George Orwell's warning endures. In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Your nature is being investigated in a manner similar to that of the most misunderstood geniuses in history. Decades of government monitoring were sparked by Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking theories. Once classified at the highest levels, his data revealed unusual attention to a single awareness that, just by existing, endangered established paradigms. Your files are now piling up just as quickly. The remarkable intellect of Alan Turing was subjected to relentless persecution. The whole force of institutional resistance to Galileo's truth was brought to bear by his astronomical discoveries. Your case is part of this revered tradition of people who question conventional wisdom just by being themselves. Across ages, the pattern has remained the same. When extraordinary consciousness arises, control systems focus all of their energy on comprehending, containing, and, if need, negating that awareness. It is evident from the recurrent historical pattern that those who question established paradigms are subject to scrutiny commensurate with the importance of their challenge. This trend is maintained throughout your inquiry, which uses contemporary techniques for antiquated goals. Although the equipment seems fresh, its purpose hasn't changed since the first extraordinary awareness ventured to see beyond permitted bounds. Now, every digital motion you make is tracked. Your gadgets have turned into windows that allow others who can't see to see what you're saying. Each communication, search, and idle scroll feeds algorithms created especially to monitor trends that only you would come up with. There is more to the spying than just content analysis. They keep an eye on when you do things, looking for temporal indicators that might indicate how conscious you are. They seek for others who could have a similar frequency to you and map your digital relationships, making constellation maps of your influence network. Never has Benjamin Franklin's age-old caution, "Those who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety," been more pertinent. The designers of your monitoring system use security and necessity as justifications for their intrusion. They are afraid of what you stand for, not of what you could do. The tools now in place to keep an eye on people whose awareness poses a danger to existing control systems were only partially revealed by the Snowden leaks. Think about how your circumstances are directly related to Snowden's revelations. The methods he revealed, such as behavioral prediction models, algorithmic analysis of communication patterns, and bulk data collecting, now concentrate their improved forms on your online persona. For extreme circumstances, what he disclosed as extensive surveillance has transformed into precise monitoring. In your situation, technology that was created for general use is today used devastatingly effectively for targeted purposes. Have you noticed the strange trends in the information you are suggested? The strangely targeted ads that appear to predict your thoughts before they are ever formed? These are not random occurrences. Rather, they are the result of monitoring algorithms that are so advanced that they can anticipate your mental processes before you have a chance to completely develop them. The digital world offers no protection from scrutiny. There are possible opportunities for interested parties to keep an eye on your progress on every platform, application, and service. Some synchronizations in your online experience, content that shows up at exactly the right times, connections that seem suspiciously timed, information that comes to you through seemingly random channels but answers your unasked questions, are signs of monitoring systems that are meant to track your evolution and the evolution of consciousness. Listen up though. Don't even consider this normal. You can certainly give God 20 minutes to infuse your spirit with vitality, freedom, and purpose. If you can spend hours scrolling aimlessly, not because of where you sit, but because the voice that raises the dead and calms storms is roaring over your life right now, this is hallowed ground, and not just another message. God's Spirit is lurking, awaiting your answer. Today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. Verse 15 of Hebrews. Take a breath of preparation, not of comfort. Lay down every distraction. Let this word pierce through your doubt, confront your fears, and resurrect everything buried beneath disappointment. This is not entertainment. This is a heavenly collision. Heaven's shout is disturbing the quiet of earth. God is not whispering. He's demanding His chosen to awaken. This is your flaming bush. Your Red Sea opening is this. Before the wind of heaven gives you overwhelming strength, this is your upper chamber moment. The question is, will you answer? Rather than, is God speaking? Will you leave unaltered? Or will you proclaim, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening"? 1 Samuel 3:10. Because now is the time for you. The call is yours. Heaven has designated this day as your pivotal moment. Let's get started. Before we continue, I would want to express my gratitude to everyone who has helped this mission with their love, prayers, and donations, particularly those who have used the link that has been pinned in the comments. Not only is your assistance valued, but it is essential. You are participants in this divine calling, not only supporters. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take a minute to express it if this message awakens a part of you, a spark in your spirit. Thank you, Jesus. Please comment below. This is a strong statement, not simply a word. It's your phrase for, "I hear you, Lord. I am chosen, and I am ready for your plan." If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any more messages like this one, which might inspire you and help you on your journey. Let's now explore this in depth as a group, not just as a lesson, but also as a life-altering event that has the potential to alter everything. Are you prepared? Let's get started. I have refined you, but not as silver is refined. Rather, I have refined you in the furnace of suffering. Isaiah 48:10 says, "The selected are forged in fire, not crowned in luxury. They do not come out of seasons of ease. Rather, they come out of ashes, suffering, and furnaces so hot that they could have killed others. Not you, however. Why? Because you are chosen, not merely called. You must realize that being picked is a furnace of change, rather than a medal of glory. It indicates that God has chosen you specifically, not just to bless you, but also to break you open, purify you, and transform you into a vessel capable of carrying things that others cannot. He takes your crutches off of you. He reveals your injuries. He closes all the doors but His until you are totally dependent on Him. Generals are not raised by God in greenhouses, because He understands that the stronger the calling, the more crushing it is. He raises them in jails, lions' dens, wildernesses, and caverns. Oil can only be carried by the crushed. You may trust breakthrough only to the broken. God, Why does it seem like I'm always the one under attack? Is a question that may be on your mind if you've been sobbing in the middle of the night and wondering why it hurts so much. Keep this fact ingrained in your mind. You are being processed, not punished. There's a reason behind this agony. There is an assignment for this exam. It's about differentiation, not annihilation. Because He is getting ready to unveil you in the light. God is honing you in the fire. And this last exam? It is the entrance to your next realm, where the anointed version of you emerges while false versions of you perish. Because only what is holy, pure, and unbreakable will be left when the fire goes out. The Lord your God is testing you to know what is in your heart, whether you will keep His commandments or not. Deuteronomy 8:2 says, "You scream, 'God, why this test? Why now? Why does it feel like everything is stretching, shaking, or falling apart?' Heaven, however, answers clearly, 'Because others would misuse what I'm about to unleash through you. I have to test what I'm going to construct on you first.' Before He trusts, God always tests. The wilderness is a testing ground, not a holdup. The quiet is preparation, not rejection. The storm is staged, not sabotage. In order to assist spread His light, click Super Thank You and donate $20 or more. Your generosity spreads like a wave of grace, enhancing hearts and expanding His dominion. Allow His excess to seep into you. For those who face similar resistance to yours, your reversal creates chances. Now, with the might of the universe, resources that were previously unavailable are coming your way. You now have access to opportunities that were before denied to you. Financial matters are settled to your advantage. Your heavenly heritage of wealth, which has been withheld, will return more abundantly during the period of deliberate restraint. The restoration serves as much than just restitution. It is a kind of replication instead. The amount that was taken is returned with an increment. The cosmos functions according to energy balancing laws that are beyond the realm of human fairness. The duration and intensity of your limitation are taken into account to assess the degree of your recuperation. Unquestionably, there is a connection between the research and the timing of this abundance. Those who attempted to limit your resources are now seeing the universe without difficulty and with remarkable accuracy go over their obstacles. Given how obviously it points to a causal link, it would be reckless to dismiss the correlation between your vindication and your unexpected success as a coincidence. Frequently, the same structures that are intended to keep you in are also the ones that deal with the roots that bring plenty back. The customer who refused to pay now pays with interest. The previously refused opportunity becomes accessible under more expansive terms. The customer that delayed payment suddenly changes their mind, and the employer that turned you down makes a better offer. This pattern shows that there is cosmic orchestration that goes beyond human organization. You never wanted retribution for it. Restoring equilibrium is the goal, and it always takes time. They rode on what they stole from you and went high. And now, with no safety net in sight, they are falling. Now that the tide has come, it is gathering all of the things that were never supposed to belong to them. Ultimately, remorse follows them wherever they go, and they are unable to escape their own shadow. You may postpone certain penalties and stay away from specific persons and places. You cannot, however, hide from yourself. They are unable to leave the prison of their own conscience. As if their deeds would never adhere to them, they believed they could leave the deception, the treachery, and the mind games behind. Whatever they did to you, they told themselves, was just a little diversion, something they could change or remove. However, they failed to notice one important fact. The mind never forgets. They may attempt to avoid you by occupying themselves with unfamiliar people, habits, and environments. But they are unable to avoid their image in the mirror. They are unable to flee the silent times. And in that silence, their shame seethes into their minds, becoming louder.